Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was my attempt at a really, really mad face. So now I want everybody to reflect on a couple of questions. I don't want you to answer yes, and I don't want you to answer no. I don't want you to raise your hands. I want you to answer these questions to yourselves. How many of you here have ever been mad? How many of you here have ever been sad? How many of you here have ever been happy? How many of you here have ever felt any emotion at all that has led you to feel or act in a certain way? If you answer yes to any of these questions, I want you to pay close attention today, because you're going to want to hear this. So, as you all know, I'm a human being. Yes, I know that's a big shocker to most of you, but it's true. And part of being human is feeling emotions. We all feel emotions. Regardless of what the emotion is, we all feel something. So today, human emotion and behavior are complex things that highlight our most beautiful attribute, being human. So today I'm going to talk to you about two of the major theories behind human behaviors and human emotions: behaviorism and cognitism. So let's get started. First, let's talk about behaviorism. B.F. Skinner, Burge Frederick Skinner. What was he? He was an author, an inventor, a social philosopher, a psychologist, and a behaviorist. So why am I telling you guys all these things about this individual? Well, yes, that means he knew a little something about human behavior. Now, I'm going to show you guys this picture, and I want you guys to just take a look at it. Let it sink in. Pay attention to every detail of this picture. The lights, the bar, the food magazine, the rat chow. Okay, so what was that? That, my friends, was an operant chamber, also known as the Skinner box. Now, what the Skinner box was, it was a box used to conduct experiments on rats. Now, these rats were left in a box where they were able to roam freely, inside a box, to the point where they were supposed to pull a certain lever. Now, when this lever is pulled, what happens is food is then dispersed through a tray. And what happened after the first rats discovered that food would be dispersed, they continued to pull the lever until they were no longer hungry. Then they would stop pulling the lever. Now, this goes to something that was mentioned in B.F. Skinner's Science and Human Behavior, which was the principle of reinforcement, which basically says that human free will is an illusion, meaning that we don't control our own actions, that our actions of today are what control our actions of the future, meaning if we do something and the consequence is good, we're going to want to do something to repeat that consequence. And if we do something and the consequence is bad, we're going to stop that and we're not going to do it again. Hence the principle of reinforcement. Moving on. Now that we have discussed behaviorism, let's talk about cognitivism. Cognitivism was made as a response to behaviorism. And what cognitivism says is that they had a complaint that behaviorism failed to explain cognition, which is the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through experience and the senses. Now, what are these guys saying? Now, cognitivists believe that thoughts are what impact our behavior, in contrast to behaviorism, which feels that your actions control your future actions. They believe that it's what you think that is going to control what you do next. Now, cognitivists, psychology. Okay, so the term so the psychology is derived from the term cognoscere, which means it refers to knowing and information, which again goes to the whole, everything that's in the mind and the thought process that goes with it, and in the future actions that take place. And finally, let's review a little bit about both. Behaviorists believe basically, so behaviorism discusses that it's your actions that reflect what you do next, and cognitivism, in contrast, says that the things that you think are going to reflect what you do next. And behaviorism. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, one believes that it's mental, one believes that it's physical, and that's what it comes down to in terms of why we do what we do. Cognitivism says that we think in a certain way, which causes us to react and do things in the future, and behaviorism says that we do certain things that cause us to react in certain ways immediately after that. Okay, we're almost done. So everyone, we're almost done, but the fun is just about to start. So today we discussed about the beauty of human emotions and behavior, and how complex they are. Now imagine if it's this intriguing to simply discuss it. Now imagine when you perform it, how much better it can be. So today you guys learned about two major theories. You learned about behaviorism, and you learned about cognitivism. So before I go, I want to encourage you all to not be afraid to be emotional. Don't be afraid to cry if you're sad, yell if you're mad, or literally laugh out loud if you're happy. So as a final exercise, I want you all to give me the most exaggerated version of your favorite emotion. Ready, set, go.